Hello everyone, welcome back. It's Freshollie here from ToonTown Injecting, and today I'm going to review with something my first ever actually developed code, a lot of it by me. Okay, so first off, this code isn't just, it uses two pieces of third-party software, not just the ToonTown injector, because there's no other way that I've seen to be able to actually use this code without using a second piece of third-party software. So the code, I have it. Like I can basically I got given an Auto-gag trainer by the person just here. I'll put a link to their channel, and I then tried to use it, but it seems to just kill you and then wouldn't do anything after that. Now I know that nothing in this game would ever work, even if you could never get a seamless thing, even if you were the best coder in the world. Nothing seamless that could heal you and get your life back and your gags back without actually you dying, because you are going to die at some point. So this auto-gag trainer will get you from 0 XP in all things. So this account's on 0, and this tune's on 0, and will get you up to 2,000 if you're non-member, and up to easily wedding cake in a day if you're, or any gag thing in a day if you're a member. And from what I've seen, it's completely undetectable. I've never been banned on any accounts for using this code, and so I'm going to show you how to use it. I'm not going to release it in this video though, so if you've clicked on this video and you don't want to, and you want the code, make sure you've watched it and send it to other people, because as soon as this video gets to 1,000 views, I will release the code. Okay? So, first, you've got to go on here, and you've got to use my phishing script. But actually, first you need some jelly beans, so I'll be right back when I have those. Okay, I'm back, and I have some jelly beans now. As you can see, 3 jelly beans is all you need. You just need enough to be able to actually participate on this thing. So you just want to get some jelly beans by getting a full bucket, using my phishing code. And you want to get maybe at least 1,000, and that does literally take about, that will take you a few seconds, but this thing has fish bingo on. Oh, now I'm 16 laugh, which is good if you want to become an Uber. So yeah, don't use this code if you want your account to be Uber, but I don't think it's really possible to do without that. But anyway, so now let's say I just had 1,000, I have about 300 right now. And now we run the code. So the code is just here. Obviously I'm not going to run it on the screen, because any lines of this code could be used to probably find some of it, but not the part which I made. Basically the original code wouldn't actually work properly. It would you wouldn't heal fast enough, and the death thing that they put in place to stop you from dying didn't actually do anything. And it didn't have any buttons, so I give it buttons and things, and yes, it's useful. It will also give you global teleport access from another code of mine. These aren't with it, but it'll give you these buttons here. So then, let's just test it out. Let's go to, here we go, 16 laugh. Let's go to Cellbot HQ, because that's probably a good idea. Now, before you use this code, you're going to need to get something like McGee Auto Mouse. So this is like a software which will automatically click on the screen. So at the moment when I run it, it does this, which was for my other tune when I was trying to use the highest gag I could. That's the problem with this. You can only use the maximum like things. Anyway, I'm gonna switch district because this is far too crowded to do this code. It's much more efficient if you do it in a less full district. Okay, so this thing here, depending on what which gags you want to use, you want to test it first. So first you want to go up to one of these, one of the cogs, and you want to click. Well, I've set my thing to F6, but you want to set yours to the correct one. So if you press F6, say I wanted to do pies or cupcakes to the max amount I could get, you do F6 on that. Actually, first I've got to clear it. F6 there, add it, and then start the code. It's going to heal me, But I died. Oh no, I haven't died. That's the good thing about it. So we're just gonna use our pie. Oh, are you kidding? I have no idea why that crashed. I'll be back in a second. Hopefully by the time I release this code, all of these bugs and things will be fixed. I'm still fixing them. There's only one left, and it's just because for some reason it sees these as clerks and tries to request a purchase on them, which is a bit of a problem. At least I think that's what it's caused by. So yeah, so first we start the code. Obviously, it will heal you in the correct way. Put you here. Let's just attack this guy. Healing me in ToonTown Central. Yeah, I need to then request. I need to wait for the GUI, this one here, so I just do that. So when I saw that was there, I press F6 here to just see, to update the thing, and then I click add. And they've got to be 100 milliseconds delay. Anything more than that will crash it. Anyways, now I pressed F2 and it's now doing everything. So when this runs actually fast, as soon as you've actually run it fast, it will do everything for you. And even when you die, it will put you all the way back here, not by teleportation, but it will take you down the streets automatically, which is quite a nice system, I thought. The problem with it is that menu screen that pops up saying, "Oh dear, you have died." You need to actually have a button for one of those as well. You need to have a click for one of those as well, because otherwise it's going to cause problems and things. It's going to just, as you can see, at level 16 with level 1 gags attacking a level 6 cog, and I'm not dying. And even if I do die, I'll get back. So when I do die, I need to get the position of the OK symbol. So I'll wait for that to happen. As you can see, that's how it's like getting my life back and things. There you go. So as soon as this battle's ended, which probably isn't long, but potentially if you do die, you are going to lose all your, and you're not going to get as much XP, so you probably are better off using this in a less place until you can survive. I don't know why I did that again. Yeah, look. Cog exterior, request purchase, no such state. You cannot request purchase on cog exterior. Well, I'm not trying to. Okay, I died, and so this menu screen came up here. Well, not menu, just a GUI screen. So you need to press F6 on that OK. Then go to here, click add. And then on that though, you want to change that to 10 and press update. So now it'll do this. So when I start it here, it's gonna actually heal me and do everything. So let's just wait for it. And it'll say something like, "Yep, died, heading back to Cellbot," is what it says. And now it's gonna put me back all the way back in Cellbot HQ. It took so long to set those coordinates because those streets are actually a couple of different maps, and so every single map has to load in the correct order, otherwise the coordinate thing just won't work and you can't do it. It's really weird stuff, this. So as you can see, using level 1 gags on these guys isn't easy, but Cellbot is definitely the one I recommend to use, as it's where the cogs are most spread out but their levels are quite low compared to something like Cashbot or Lawbot where the levels are really high. And so you'll just die too many times. It's just not going to be worth it. You got to make sure you keep checking back on my channel, because even after this is released, I'll still be updating things like the navigation. So if you die in another district, another hood, it will actually take you back. Because at the moment it's only got navigation for ToonTown Central to Cellbot and Daisy's Gardens to Cellbot. So if anyone ever wanted to use things like Lawbot, it just wouldn't be used. But I guess you're not going to die as much when you're on a level like 100, a 100 laugh account or something like that. And yeah, so you could use it on that. There you go, 8 XP. Did kill it. And you can just leave this running for as long as you want to leave it running for. because it's so ridiculous. And I ran it for about an hour. It seems to run fine. It did eventually crash though with that stupid purchase thing. Anyone got any information on that? I'll put the line in the description. If anyone's got anyone can work out what that's caused by after I release the code, obviously. So remember, this video needs to get to 1,000 views before I'll release the code, as it's quite valuable and is very useful. The original versions of this did actually have working purchases and request attacks, but those just did not work when I tried them, and I don't really have enough experience to be able to work those things out. As you can see, it goes a bit crazy because for some reason it still searches for battles even though you're in a battle. It doesn't really matter, because even if that happens, you're not gonna actually have any problems with it. And the original versions also only got health back from Donald's Dreamland, rather than this one actually gets health back from Donald's Dreamland, ToonTown Central, or the Berg, depending on which one you last used, meaning that you can have unlimited health generation, because sometimes Donald's Dreamland wouldn't generate it back fast enough. The original ones also had some die hook for when you're in a battle, but didn't actually work. So when you died, it wouldn't actually stop you from dying. So I had to add one of those. And this code can be found on things like Pastebin if you have at least a line from the code, and you can find them easily. But it's not this exact code, only a version of it that was before this. So yep, just killed another one. And we're now on secondary gags. So obviously you would probably be babysitting at that point, which is when you choose what where you're watching it. So I've just pressed F6 and I'm going to update it. So now it's I'm going to change that to 100, update it, and then wait for the menu screen to pop up here. Not the menu, there you go. F6 again. Oh wait, and I have to press F6 again, because you've got to click there and then press F6. It's relatively obvious to use, just try and do this and wait for the screen to pop up so you know where it is, or you can do it yourself before running the code. So then press F6 there and press update, and now you're doing something really weird. I think I messed something up. F6 there, no, F6 there, update, there you go. So now it's going to buy secondary, the second level of Pi, and apparently I've died, but no I haven't. So as you can see, it works really well, because look, I've just died but I'm alive again. And that was a real problem that I had for a couple of weeks recently. I could never get it to have enough. I could never get it to have enough of the enough life regenerated. It would always just die all the time. And today I recently worked out how you do a death hook, and it made sense. And now it's fully working. There you go. It's a bit slow at first, I guess. I mean, once you get to level 3 gags, that's going to go really fast. But you're never going to have to do this yourself, so it's probably worth it. I mean, if anyone, you could try using this on a high toon or a membership toon, because at the moment I don't have any, and I don't plan on spending £10 to potentially be banned from the game and losing that. So yeah, quite useful. And I'm just going to leave you with this, and I'll just keep commentating over it and seeing what happens, and if it crashes then I'll try and fix it. But from what I've seen just now, it looks like the crashes have been fixed a little bit, because so far it's crashed twice while trying to make this video. Maybe I'll produce some kind of time lapse of what it does and how I'm doing it. So just remember, 1,000 views, and this will be released, this code, fully working version. See, there we go, that was the ToonTown Central. You can see the ice cream. There's a problem though with the secondary. As you can see, it was trying the second level of GAG. It's trying to click the back button because it happens to be in exactly the same place as the buy button, it seems. So when you clicked it, it always seems to click it. There you go. Third cog, nearly at 50. I don't think it's anything else is this fast. Not from what I've seen. This is pretty ridiculous. I love that death thing though, because it was just annoying me so much. Whenever you see my toon bend over like that, I would always die, and it was just like I could never do it. It was impossible because the cog would always hit you harder and things like that. But this hook seems to really have made it work really well. I think King Lefty the second was the original creator of this, and he did, I don't know, a decent job of showing me the concept. I mean, he didn't give me the code, but I mean, he's done. I've learned a lot from actually making this code, so hopefully I can make more in the future of this type of thing. The problem is with this, you'd have to have at least a virtual machine or a secondary computer to be able to make this code, to be able to use this, because you can't use your mouse. You can't actually move it away, as you can see. So if you want to show anything, you can't do it. I'm just going to show you what I've been recently doing as well, which is I developed some kind of, anyone who has tried to create ToonTown code will know that you have to. Oh, okay, so did you see there? I actually had to. I only got 6 XP for that kill, even though I hit it like 20 times. The reason for that is if I ever die during it, where the character physically dies, it thinks that's a new battle, so that the battle's ended, but it hasn't really, because you haven't actually left the area. But that's what happens. It's quite a weird thing. Where usually any ToonTown coder will, if they want to find a code, they have to look up. They have to do print dir, so it's dir open bracket, then so say you wanted to find out what was in base, you type dir base, then it'll give you a list of objects that are inside base. And the problem with that is you have to do it all manually, and you can't actually search for anything. But I've developed a code that did that all for me and found every single possible one. And so I'll just show that to you now. Just gonna show it here. So yeah, I found them. They're not fully correct, like pop and clear and copy. They're actually all generic things, because that's obviously a dictionary, because it's dict. So it's always got those arguments next to them, which is the unfortunate thing. Now here you're going to hit a problem. If 2 cogs come into the battle, you're never going to be able to hit you're never going to be able to hit a cog individually. So you're going to have to actually do that manually, which is another problem with using gags which allow enough cogs to get into the battle. But now there's 1 cog again, it'll work fine. So let's just have a look down this code list. If you search, so it means you can search for anything. So the one I used was died. This is what I actually physically searched for to find the thing, and I found that. And you would know how to not die if anyone's got any experience with Python. You know how to stop that function from working. So that's how I stopped it. So if I want to search for another died, enter died, enter exit died, finish died, get died interval, and that's it. So there are thousands of them in here, and this one is I could release this. This doesn't matter. and anyone want the code for that, I'll release that too, and they can fix that. It just uses a few evals and things. Evaluate. There you go. Okay, we're level 5th. We're third thing, so you can easily actually change it by just moving over this. So now the screen's been cut off a little bit, but now I'm using the third track instead. Sometimes it'll do that. It will try and attack a cog which it isn't allowed to attack, and it will end up performing that thing. Now the problem here is that I've got too many of these gags, and so I can't actually buy the right gag. It goes a bit weird. So yeah, remember I'll be releasing this code soon, and thanks for watching. Goodbye.